So things looking pretty rosy out there at the moment. Little pump from BTC, but fighting at resistance. But everything is about the FOMC tonight. There's a massive night again in the markets, as if the elections wasn't big enough for us. We've now got FOMC coming today. So what I want to do for you now in this show is give you some certain levels on altcoins. We're going to be prepped for this FOMC. We're expecting some kind of volatility. I want to give you potential zones where you can short, potential zones where you can long, based on the volatility that we are going to get. Then later on tonight, I'm going to be doing the FOMC live. We're going to try and catch a few live trades later on. So there's lots to talk about here today. Let's get right into this. And remember, as always, hit that like, hit the bell, hit the subscribe, and beast mode is on here for Ray, not Rainbow Ray just yet. And I wanted to say, guys, we're gonna keep this one short. We're gonna keep this one sweet. We're gonna bang out some fast alpha for you, because you're gonna see my face again in 3 hours time. We're gonna be live doing that FOMC, and we're gonna bang out the 15-minute candles. We're gonna go full degen here. And right now, I was talking to Ray. Right now, I'm sitting in a long on BTC, and I wanted to short this thing, and I said, I'm waiting for these. Waiting for the show. So I'm going to close my BTC long. You can see I'm long here on BTC on Prime XBT. I'm closing that one now, expecting a little bit of downside. We've just shorted Radium, and I've just opened a hedge Peppy short as well. Now, it might be absolute suicide here, but just telling you guys what we are up to at the moment. So you can see a little rejection candle there on BTC. I'm a little bit late now for the short. The margin is now too high to short that one, so we're going to leave it. I am in a phantom scalp as well, so we're going to leave this phantom situation for now. You can see my stop is at 6981. Okay, so that is that. Let's get into Banter Bubbles. Another green day. I'm getting quite used to this. It's quite relaxing, all this green. And it's almost like I'm waiting for somebody to jump around the corner and shout at me and then just send the market straight back to zero. And I suspect tonight might be one of those moments. So here's the deal. Okay, this is my thought process. Let me know in the chats what you guys are thinking. I'm super keen to hear what you guys are thinking at the moment. Here's my current situation. We had the Trump pump. Everybody was excited. Cool. Okay. He gets inaugurated when? In January or something like that. So we've all had the hype of the Trump pump. We know macro stuff is really good. And now we've got a 99% chance that we're going to get a 25 basis point cut in the interest rates. Is that enough excitement? You know, have we pumped now? Have we pumped into all of this stuff? Does the market just say, hang on now, and just start calming down after tonight? So that is my guts telling me we might start getting some kind of downside. Obviously, I'd love to be wrong. My bags would love me to be wrong and send us to Valhalla. So let me know what you guys are thinking in the chats. But I keep prepping for, you know, a little bit of downside here and some potential short. So I'm watching these comments. Ray, keep an eye on the comments. I want to hear what everybody's feeling. I want to see what you guys are thinking. And yeah, I want to know what your plans are. So let me drop me your plans here. Okay, so Banter Bubbles, Radium, pumping. Okay, but we just shorted it. Maybe a suicide play. We're going to show you. We're going to show you some Radium in a second. Everything is looking good now. ETH is back. Okay, as we know, the ETH bro. As we know, the ETH broness has paid off. ETH is back. I closed my ETH trade at resistance. What did it do? It blew straight through resistance. So we're going to talk about that as well. And now we're going to find new ETH entries as we go. So let's talk BTC quickly. And you can see what's going on here with BTC. We haven't even sniffed the 236 fib. So we've had two Asia pumps now in the last couple of days. Asia pump 1. What did the US do? Not much. Okay. Asia pump 2. And then a little bit of a sell-off. Now, this is our first US pump at the moment. Why are they pumping the candles into the FOMC? Why does that stink? Why does that smell like a setup? Why does that smell like a trap to me? And what I wanted to see ideally was a dip into FOMC, a proper dip, so that we could get some kind of pumpage out of that. So right now, a pumping to FOMC makes me a little bit nervous, but levels we're going to watch to the downside. Well, because we don't have any levels to the upside, because Bitcoin is at all-time highs. And what we need to pay attention to now, 74,100. This is level number 1 that you want to watch. We are front running that at the moment. Then I've got nice little zone here, 73,500 banger, and then the 72,750. This is one to watch. This is a hot zone. 72,750 anchored VWAP 382 big horizontals. For me, that is the banger there for us. That is where we get some kind of nice move out of BTC. So if you guys are sitting long here, just my opinion, feeling a little bit suspicious, but let's see how the rest of the next 30 minutes starts playing out. So 72,750, that is what I got my eyes on. If things really start falling over, we're going to deal with it live later tonight, and we're going to watch 71,600. We're going to watch 70K. So anything is still on the table here for us. And let's take a look at the situation. So ETH has left me. Unfortunately or fortunately, after a torturous trade, mental battle, I took profits there at that 2,750, and that is now a wrap for me on ETH. You can see here's this radium that we've just shorted. Could be an absolute suicide mission, but there it is. And then BTC just cruising along, just ticking along very nicely. And yes, Joy, I am very excited. We've got a big night tonight, a big night ahead of us, guys. And who's telling me who's a bear here? Is Crispy Boy telling me I'm a bear? Come on, bro. Come on. I'm a realist. That's all. I'm just trying to protect you guys. I don't want you guys longing. I don't want you guys longing the top. I mean, that is really, I don't want you guys longing the top, but I also don't want you guys, well, I mean, look at this. This is pretty bullish, okay? So $2 billion of Tether treasury minting, okay? We know, yes, that is a pump signal. We know that, okay? When did this one happen? This was earlier. This was November 6th. So this was late last night. So maybe they're prepping for FOMC. Maybe a little meltdown first before they send it. Guys, who knows? But $2 billion print on Tether, that's pretty bullish, okay? To be honest, that's pretty bullish information. Then 49K sellers, this is what I don't want to happen to you guys either. But if you're a 49K seller and you just looked at the BTC price, I mean, that's probably how you're feeling at the moment. And anybody who missed my show on Sunday and Monday, that missed those banger zone entries at the bottom, maybe that is also how you guys are feeling. And another reminder, guys, make sure you watch my show daily, because sometimes these setups take a few days to play out. So you've always got to be on top of things. Make sure you're watching daily to be ready when these things happen. Obviously, sometimes we get live trades that we can take, but sometimes we have to be a little bit patient. Now, Bank of England leading the way, 25 basis points cut today. Okay, the Fed is next. We know they're cutting 25 basis points at 98% chance. Is that a guard candle? I don't know. Why would you be guard candle something 98% expected already? So for me, a 0.5 cut, that is a guard candle that I agree with. And 50 basis points, I mean, yeah, that's a guard candle that we're looking for. Now, anyone trading Tesla, you are moving into your danger zone. So I just wanted to update from yesterday. This thing is super bullish here. But if you are in a Tesla position, guys, just be careful up here, okay? 314, this is your zone. 310, 314, that sort of area on Tesla. Danger zone there for me. Just watch that level. And then your big support, Tesla traders, 270 is what you need to keep your eyes on. S&P grinding higher, 6,000. I think it's inevitable here. It is coming, okay? It might be a little bit of downside, fill the gap first before, but 6,000 on its way for me on that S&P. And then I just want to give you guys a little warning sign. Let's update the liquidity map. Now, this is the 24-hour liquidation heat map. All the liquidity is to the downside, okay? You heard it here. It's all at the bottom. Look at that, 74,000. Look at that thick yellow band there. Why wouldn't they drop it to 74K and catch all those late longers there on BTC? So just telling you guys there, the 74K, why can't they come here and just grab some liquidity? So just be careful. Whatever you guys are getting involved with here, just be careful with what you guys are doing. Okay, here's our 15-minute candles. We're going to degen this stuff later on tonight, so just get ready for that. And Umair says, give a sniper club. Guys, we'll do some giveaways, okay? Just keep watching the show. Umair, watch the show, bro. We'll do some giveaways for you, and we're going to sort you guys out. So just make sure you guys tune in every day, okay? Very simple game plan.
Hold on. So first of all, did he smash the like? And did everybody else smash the like? And secondly, if you just follow the procedure, you'll be in Sniper Club for free. You watch the show, you follow risk management, take some trades, and before you know it, Sniper Club is free.
There you go. Okay, let it pay for itself. Do the work. You have to do the work. Watch the show. That's the work. Take notes. Understand what is going on. Listen to what I'm talking about. Then make your profits. Then go to Sniper Club. Okay, very simple. Okay, let's go. Guys, we're going to start jumping through this stuff. Okay, so BTC on the daily, no changes here. All-time high looks great. Daily levels to watch. Big one, 73,900. Another big one for me, 72K. Those are the big ones you want to watch. Then our dominance, finally, guys, this is what we want. And Bogdan wants me to look at ADA urgently. Guys, yes, Bogdan, I hear you. And we're going to go back to the Dusties. We will deal with them because we know grannies and grandpas are going to buy ADA. They're going to buy XRP when they come back into the market. I agree, Bogdan, I agree with you that ADA could be something to look at. But again, my rule is ADA girls have to come onto the show. So Bogdan, start tagging them in Twitter there. Tell them they need to come on my show. Then we'll sort them out. Okay, dominance here on the weekly finally turning red for us in our major weekly resistance band. Okay, so they put us under a little bit of pressure, but slowly now we're getting a reaction here, and we know this is our major weekly, and wouldn't it be pleasant? That is what we want for these altcoins to really absolutely send. I'm telling you, if we get these candles like that, you're going to see things you've never imagined in some of these altcoins. We're going to have 10-20% moves per day for multiple days. And then the ETH bonus is back. ETH BTC on the weekly, nice bounce here on this horizontal weekly support. Look at that. They really put my bonus under pressure. Look at that. Exactly on that trend and that horizontal. But now we're getting a reaction on ETH. So that is a good start. Now remember, a reaction on ETH means a lot of things for us. A nice big ETH push means many things for us. Plus, we've got now this the new government that's going to be coming in. They seem to be a bit more lenient with things like DeFi. So Sassal says the ETH DeFi revenge arc is going to be absolutely biblical with a hostile SEC out of the way. Remember, Trump is going to make things a little bit easier for crypto with regards to regulations and things. And he's saying, imagine the next 4 years being the complete opposite of the last few years when it comes to DeFi, okay, and what DeFi projects are allowed to do. So remember this one. And Ansem, the big meme guy, he says, all I know is if we get serious favorable crypto DeFi regulations in the US over the next few years, we are going to get an altcoin bull market like never seen before. Now, remember, guys, DeFi stuff, okay, it's not all on ETH, obviously, but what we can look at is Aave. What are the other things? Uniswap, Sushi. What are all the other banger DeFi plays there on ETH that we can look at? So ETH Lido, another banger for you guys. So we'll do an ETH Bro show. Okay, in the next couple of days, I'll bang out an ETH Bro show. We're going to talk all the ETH plays because now ETH has finally broken major horizontal. This was a huge one for us. This was the highs on the 25th of August. We smashed it. Okay, that is a great sign for anybody who was bullish on ETH. Massive moves now for ETH. And that for me starts unlocking things like 3,500. It starts unlocking things like the 4,000 level on ETH. So baby steps for us for now, but we've got our break. So what I've done here and what I intend doing going forward on a lot of these altcoins now, and this falls into my plan that I explained to you guys yesterday. If we are overall macro bullish and you believe, okay, that things are up only from here with these altcoins, that the absolute lows are in, if you have that bias, then you can start setting orders and start building positions and trying to not time exactly when the bottom is. But what you can do is have a very low leverage play where you stagger in and you ladder in your entries down on some big zones. And ETH, for example, is exactly one of these that I'm going to be looking now to start building. So my current plan for ETH, any pullbacks now, we're looking on ETH, we want bullish buys, 2,750. 2,680, and I don't think we're going to see this very soon, but 2,550. So for me, any weakness on ETH now, start accumulating there. Start the position. Next one, accumulate here. Next one, accumulate there. And that the plan would obviously be that one of these is going to be the bottom of that move. By then we've grown a little position and then we are sending things. So don't think there won't be some kind of meltdown or some kind of pullback at some point. And we don't know exactly when it's going to be, but when it happens, you're looking for 236, 382 fibs, 618 fibs. Those are your hot zones that you're going to be playing. So that is my game plan on ETH. The minute we get some weakness here, I'm locking in some orders. We're going to start buying on the way down there for ETH. We're going to load it up. Then obviously your risk is that we start losing these types of levels. And that's another discussion we'll have when we get to that time. And now talking about DeFi and the excitement on DeFi, Aave, and I owe you guys a lot more focus on Aave now, considering that 248 is the upside target. So there's a lot happening here on Aave. Anybody sitting in an Aave position, we don't know how long this will take, but there's another 42% still to go here on Aave. You can see these candles are going to get wiped out relatively quickly, I would expect. And as long as the market stays bullish, we're going to take that out. So 42% coming on Aave. And the best way to do that is obviously to dial in. Now, you want to look at this thing and say, okay, we've had a beautiful break on Aave. Now, how do I get a position in here to ride the next 42%? How do I take advantage of the next 42% on Aave now that we have blown through some major weekly levels? So the plan, exactly the same on some of these other altcoins. You can either wait for these you can wait for these trend breaks. You can wait for these flag breaks. So you can see we've got a flag forming here. If we start popping that flag, for those that were watching the show last night, you saw me take a phantom flag breakout. It was a typical flag on the 15 minutes. That thing started breaking out. We took the long on the flag breakout. Now, obviously, that's relatively high risk when you're trading those types of breakouts, especially when it's super bullish, because, you know, the risk reward starts going down. The longer these things pump, you don't know how long it's going to be sustained for. So you can play these breakouts, or alternatively, you can say, okay, where can I get bullish reactions here on 𝗬𝗡? So the first thing you want to look at it, and we're looking at this thing on the 1 hour, you can see MDX algo has started turning over, and now they're sending this thing a little bit lower. You can see the cash flow is starting to turn negative, so that is starting to print a little bit lower as well. So there's potentially a sign that this could be drifting a little bit lower, and all you want to do is just be ready for this thing on some hot zones. So hot zone number 1, 𝗬𝗡, main support here, 175.75, then an absolute banger, 166 for 𝗬𝗡. Look at this. We've got beautiful horizontals here. We've got our anchored VWAPs from the absolute lows acting as support for us. So obviously, we're going to expect that to act as support for us, tying in with our horizontals. 166 with a 382 fib. So look out for this guy, 𝗬𝗡. If we do get weakness now, look for this tonight. Something over there, 165, 166 for 𝗬𝗡. And then if there is going to be even more pressure, I've got another absolute banger for you at 150. Look at this, 50-day MA, tying in with a 618 and some horizontals. So if you're looking for some entry zones and you see the market falling over, now this could happen anytime, okay? It might not happen for a week before we get a massive pullback. But when this happens, these are the types of setups, these are the types of levels you want to start watching when you start looking for your positions, where you want to get, where you want to start getting stuck in, because inevitably they like to come down and ping these zones. So you're going to watch these things drift into these areas, and you can play it one or two ways. Number one, you can accumulate on these types of zones, or number two, you can look for the reaction, start buying in these regions, buy any weakness there, look for that stop hunt, and then once there is momentum, you can start adding to your position and then send that higher. So you nibble around these areas. I'm going to show you what I've done with WIF. I did it with Popcat earlier today as well, and a couple of others. You just nibble around on those levels. When you get momentum, bang, you add to those positions, and then you can get a little bit more aggressive. So big levels, 166, 150. Upside target for me on 𝗬𝗡 is 260. That is what we're looking at, somewhere in that region. Could be a nice short up there as well when we get there. Okay, let's move on to SOL. Also, danger zone for me on Solana. I mean, it's a beautiful candle, but you know, what happened the last time we hit this type of level? Look at that, bang, and they sent us straight down. Okay, so not to be a bear, what happened the previous time? Look at that, bang, sent us straight down. So we here, okay, just want to point out, $2 billion treasury minted, Tether minted, okay? Trump is the president. Rates are coming down this time. You know, there's a lot of things in our favor here. So I don't want to come across too bearish at the moment, looking for obviously any bullish pullbacks here. But what I can see is SOL sitting at a danger zone, 193. Okay, so we just need to exercise caution. If you're looking for longs here on SOL, you're going to benefit more by looking for some kind of flag breakout here. Don't just blindly start entering these types of positions. You can get yourself in a bit of a spin if things start falling over. So big level for me for SOL still now is 169. Nothing to do just yet. Okay, so again, I want to see a massive pullback on SOL, and I didn't quite get it when we got our 155. I didn't get to add because I was waiting at 150 with that limit order. Missed it. Okay, now I need a healthy pullback on SOL to add to that position. So for me at the moment, it's 169 is what I'm watching there for some SOL action. Okay, here is SOL now on the 1 hour time frame. Guys, remember, all these charts go directly into Sniper Club straight after the show. Ray drops them in there, so just watch the show for context, but they are going to be there. Sniper Club link is in the show description if you want a piece of that. Okay, so SOL, same story, guys. Your levels for the bullish pullback. This is the bull zone that you're looking for if you're looking for a trade. Look, no trade for me now. I can't, you know, unless it's a short. Okay, we at big resistance here. For me, longs, I want to see SOL in these types of areas here. Look at that, VWAPs, 382s. These are nice zones that you wait patiently for. Let it come to you. Okay, let it come to you. This is not healthy, the way this thing keeps front running these types of levels. I don't like the look of it. At some point, they're going to want to come and take out these candles. It's again, we don't know when, but at some point, they're going to come and flush some of that out. So just be careful there. Big levels for me on the lower time frame, on the 1 hour time frame for me on SOL. 183. If you're in a sold position, use that as support. 183. Alternatively, 177. That is massive support as well for SOL on the 1 hour time frame. So if you are sitting in a sold position and your average entry is say 165 or something like that, and you're trying to make your position bigger, just keep your average entry under 177. If you can hold it under that level, you know you have a little bit of protection in that zone there, because that is where typically we're going to look for some kind of bounce there on SOL. So 183, 178, 173. Those are your hot zones there on SOL. Any weakness here with this FOMC, any downside moves, those are what the levels you're going to watch. And then any upside pumps now on Solana, what do we do? If we get some bullish pump, let's say they release the rates, they come out 0.25. Then Joe Powell comes on and he starts speaking and everybody gets excited and we get some bullish pump. What happens afterwards? We look for rejection zones. We look for areas where these things could possibly reject, because typically what happens when the market gets excited or gets very bearish on these FOMC nights, we either dump horrifically or we pump beautifully, and then at some point the next day it comes back to the same sort of levels that it was floating on. So just look out for those types of things. 204, big rejection zone for me. If we get some kind of guard candle tonight, 204, 205, danger zone there for me. On SOL, a nice TP zone as well. Okay, banger little zone. And let's talk Doge. Also, no real changes. I want to go to Doge on the lower time frame here. This is Doge on the 2 hour. And this was that game plan I gave you guys yesterday. And by looking at this chart, you can see we are nearly there. Okay, so at the moment, Doge is just printing lower highs. You can see that. Look, lower highs here. Lower highs there. Lower highs there for now. And I don't see why we can't get Doge at 0.18 and 0.171. I don't see why we can't get it at those types of levels there. So I'm still waiting patiently on Doge. And don't forget, we still got this banger, 158. Look at that. Ties in with trend as well. So that could be a hot zone for us. So right now, Doge, no new longs here where we are. It's front running this region, anchored VWAP. Horizontals for me, waiting time 0.18. That is the level you want to watch as your first line of support. Then 0.171. Okay, let's talk a couple of trades that are going on here. You can see my Peppy is absolutely ripping now. This thing's melting faces at the moment. And just before we went live, after that Bitcoin rejection, we've opened up a Peppy short there. You can see just as a hedge play, it's a smaller position. So the upside play is 30,000. The downside play is 10,000. Just a hedge move, just in case we get some kind of weakness here and things start going down. Then you can see my game plan here for Peppy. I've staggered out some orders, okay? So my intention here is to hold this Peppy long as possible. I don't want to close this thing. I want to start adding to this position. So I've strategically placed my Peppy orders. Now I'm going to show you the Peppy chart in a minute here. But what I've got here is 00979, entry number 1. Then I've got another add-on zone, 00942, entry 2. Then I've got another add-on zone, 00898. So if Peppy starts melting down here, I've got limit orders preset, ping, 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 to grab and increase the size on Peppy, and with the intention of trying to grow this position. So let's just look at, let's just pull this Peppy chart out for you guys so you can just understand why I'm interested in this thing. So Peppy on the daily first look, you can see we've broken trend on the daily, so looking nice and bullish here for us. What do we like on the daily? Major support at the 200-day moving average, 9876. We can see that. A little bit lower down, major support at the 50-day MA, 952. Now let's dial in and try and understand why I'm setting up orders like that. So if you look at the chart now with Peppy, you can see we've had a nice, beautiful rejection at a typical horizontal band, okay? Typical rejection zone there on Peppy. And now we are making our way down. And I've strategically placed buy orders with the expectations, and I could obviously be 100% wrong. Okay, this is just my strategy with Peppy. If it carries on ripping, obviously we're in the position, it keeps cruising. But my idea here is Peppy starts making its way down. We grab an entry here with these limit orders on these types of zones. These are the ones I want to add, and then hopefully send that thing with the big move. With obviously, you know, what would be nice to have an extra 50% size in that Peppy position. So that is a strategy I'm employing on a few of these tokens. Now, don't do it with all of them, because what if the market fails? What if the market comes and they print new lows on these altcoins? So a few of these tokens I'm employing this strategy, and a few others going to be taking profits along the way and exiting where we can. You just got to make sure you are covering all sides, because things could work against us and they could send this the market down again. And before we know it, we're printing new lows on these alts. So just understand the risks of trying to continually build positions. If it doesn't go your way and it doesn't fit into your bias, then it might work against you. Okay, so that is that then with Pepe, and you can see Sui, yeah, that's doing okay as well at the moment. So that is cruising. Then let's talk AVAX quickly. This is now a great example for you guys on accumulation zones and why I like to buy on these areas. Look at AVAX. What did we hit here? Our first reaction zone, 236 fib, 50-day moving average. What had happened here? Bang, into that reaction zone. So this is why I'm putting emphasis on buying these tokens on these hot zones. So now we never know where the actual bottom is. That could have been the bottom, but this thing could also turn over and we could get a buy there at 25.8 as well. And we can get a buy at 24.5. So that is why these zones are very important to me. And if you are going to start building a position, start on the 236 fib. Then add on the 382, then add on the 618. So 236 fib giving us support now for AVAX, 26.6, bang a little area there for us. Then a little bit lower down, 25.8. That is your next hot zone. Okay, so if we don't print a new high here and we just start falling over, then we're most likely starting something like this on AVAX. So just be aware, until we print new highs here, AVAX is in a little bit of danger, so just watch out there. And Mickey's sending us to 70K. Yeah, I mean, what are the guys saying here? What are they saying here, Ray? Are they all bulls here, or are they mixed? What's going on?
They seem a little mixed. They're not sure.
Mixed bag.
Yeah.
What is James saying? Dylan wants some more size to add to his tiny package. What is he going on? Michelle wants Phantom. Michelle, let's do some Phantom. Let's go Phantom here. Okay, so Phantom.
How about this radium short?
Is it working, or are we going to hell?
It's working.
Early days. Okay. Phantom, you can see the situation on the 8 hour. Let's make it a 12 hour. So Michelle, so you can just get a nice understanding here. Phantom has broken a trend. Okay, super bullish here. We've broken that daily trend. So that's a nice look. We can see here, Phantom danger zone. We are at major resistance. Okay, a little bit of caution in the zone. If Phantom on the daily pushes higher, what are you looking at? You're most likely going to quickly take out 79. So your next game plan should be something like this for Phantom if this move continues. So let's now look at Phantom on a lower time frame here, and you can see why this is now a nice bullish region for us. So this is Phantom on the 1 hour that I've prepped for you guys. And right now, until proven otherwise, this is a double top on Phantom. Okay, so let's see how this plays out. We need to urgently break through this level now. If we're going to get momentum, then we can start sending that one higher to those higher levels. So right now, double top in play. If this starts playing out for us, then, the radium short falls over. These other things start falling over. But Michelle, if this works, that is your buy zone for Phantom. Anything from 67 to 65, that is your hot zone. So remember, market starts falling over. If the market starts falling over, what do? Okay, make sure you've got your alarms on. From this region here, 67 down to even 65. Okay, anywhere in that zone for me, that looks like a place where it's worth taking some risk on a Phantom long. Right now, at this area, is it worth taking risk on a new long for Phantom? No. That, for me, that's a banger where you can say, okay, I'm prepared to take 2.5-3% risk here. Let's send this thing. So that is a hot zone for me in that region. And obviously, guys, if that fails, you need your next zone, and that is 0.60 that you're going to be paying attention to. So game plan on Phantom, it's going to be the same with these others. If it starts turning bullish, let me just show you quickly how to do this. So this is Phantom on the 15 minutes. Okay, if this thing starts turning super bullish here, you're looking for this nice horizontal play. Well, look, I mean, you actually have this trend break at the moment. So if you want to be an absolute degen, okay, absolute degen, you can call this a breakout. This is 15 minutes on Phantom that you're watching. And if you want to take a long here and you want to say, okay, Phantom can actually pump through this major resistance zone, this is what you're going to be dealing with. Okay, your risk, your realistic risk here, 3%. Okay, it's pretty high risk for something at such a major zone here. Alternatively, you can start looking at stops, maybe cutting a little bit lower in that type of region at 0.71, that type of level there. Call it 0.71, that type of zone. So if you want to play this breakout, okay, it's dangerous. It's a 15-minute candle. Your main risk is about 3%. Your upside move, what is your upside move before a rejection if this is going to play out? You just got to work out, what is your risk reward? Is it worth it? Your upside move is about 9%. Your downside risk for me realistically is about 3%. And if you're running a 0.5% stop because you think it doesn't matter, what if you get stopped 3 times trying the same trade, 4 times trying the same trade, and then it fails? Okay, then you've still lost your 3%. Okay, so I see Syed says, for this phantom trade, I need Bitfunded. Guys, we did a giveaway the other day. We must see how many of you guys actually took part in that giveaway. If you guys haven't all taken it, then I can get some more Bitfunded for you guys tomorrow. So we'll sort you out. So let me just check. And tomorrow, make sure you tuned in. I'll do a Bitfunded giveaway tomorrow for you guys. And yes, Umar, that's pretty high risk, bro. It's pretty high risk. Okay. Michelle, pleasure on the phantom. Okay, be careful there. You can see I'm still in a phantom long. Okay, so, mine's okay. The risk is lower for me. My stop is at 0.6981 at the moment. Okay, so, yeah, I mean, that is your realistic risk that you can be watching for phantom. Okay, let's go ZoomX competition. So PopCat's playing games with my heart. I mean, it's really playing games with my heart, but I added to my PopCat position today, not too much. And I did drop that in Sniper Club in the ZoomX competition channel that we've created. And that is now cooking. Look at this. We've got 116 traders there, $22,000 prize pool for the people in the top 10. Okay, you can see this isn't refreshed. Okay, this is not correct. I'm not coming 7th. I'm coming like 9th. And I see Maruk is, she's 2nd here on this screen. But guys, if you want to share in the $22,000, sign up to the ZoomX link in the show description. Join the competition. It's exclusive for my show. Everyone from 1st to 10th place gets money. C-Bros is going to get $8,500. He's only 230% up. So if you want a piece of this, jump in there and get stuck in. So let's talk poppies. And here we go. I added to PopCat here on this hot zone. Why is this a hot zone for me? 382 fib, 50-day MA, 382 fib and anchored VWAP from the absolute highs acting as support for us on PopCat. So right now, I'm not expecting miracles on PopCat. My actual game plan at the moment is something along these lines. And that for me is another buy zone there for PopCat. So I think that is where the big long is going to be at 1.42. So 1.42, another big level. Right now, 1.477 is your first line of support. So that is where I've added onto PopCat on that 382 zone, 1.477. Use that as support for now. Alternatively, 1.4197. And I must just say, the pussy bot is in, it's happening. I'm already trialing it at the moment. I've loaded my account and I put in all the parameters for the pussy bot, and it only trades PopCat and it only trades Mew. Okay, it's kiddies only. And so far, this thing is grinding out. So we're going to see. And we've got a back tester coming as well for these things. So you can also start figuring out your own strategies with this bot. So there's a lot of exciting things happening here for you guys. But the pussy bot, I'm very excited about what is going on there. Okay, let's talk WIF, because I want to show you my WIF strategy at the moment. And WIF, this was a banger that we looked at yesterday. And nice. I mean, look at this. This is so beautiful, Ray. Look at this thing. Retest of the 200-day MA, retest of the anchored VWAP from the highs, retest of the 382 macro pool. Nice little bounce there for WIF on the daily time frame. So that is looking good. And this is exactly why I've started a WIF position, and I'm going to take you through that one now on Weex. If we zoom in to what happened earlier today, Sniper Club members, you had these levels. I dropped them in the ZoomX channel for you. They were sitting there waiting for you guys. So in that ZoomX channel, this is where that WIF chart was sitting. You can see what happened. What did we drop onto? 200-day MA, anchored VWAP from the lows, 50-day MA, 382. Okay, this is a zone of interest where you at least get a reaction. Again, doesn't mean it's the bottom. It's just a reaction zone. And you can see we're reacting now on WIF, and then anything can happen after that. So my current strategy on WIF is what I've now deployed on Weex. So I just want to show you what I'm doing on Weex. And just like I spoke to you about ETH, I've started a 7x trade on WIF with the intention of adding to positions if we get weakness. So I've pre-ordered on WIF 2.27. I've bought here, or just a little bit higher, 2.28. and then I've got another order 2.2, and I've got another order 2.12. So here is my Weex account, and here is WIF. So you can see what is going on. I picked up that first order, 2.29. We got the first order. I've got my next order prepped and ready to go here at 2.2. And this trade is on a 7x leverage. You can see it's 7x here. And my first position is $3,500. My next buy is going to be in the region of $5,000. And then if it drops to the lower level, that next big zone here to the 2.12 zone, that is going to be $7,500. So by the time, if we do get this big pullback, it's going to pick off buys on all these zones, and by the time we get to that big zone, we've got a nice sized position brewing for us. And then when that thing gets momentum, we can start adding even more and start growing that thing. So that is my current, it's almost like a martingale strategy is what I'm trying to do here with these bullish conditions. Now, if you are wrong, you get invalidated, obviously, as you know. That is why I've made this an isolated position. So you can see here, isolated 7x position, and I've made the leverage very low so that we can at least manage any liquidations to the downside. So you don't want to get liquidated if it goes 382 all the way to a 618. You want to make sure that you have enough action there. So with 7x trade, that is what's going down now on Weex. And then Ponky, that was a short-term little bounce play as well. I gave some of these levels yesterday on my show. Anybody who traded Ponky, I was a bit late to the party. You can see I caught it a little bit late. Let's pull this Ponky chart up. I definitely gave you guys this Ponky chart yesterday. There it is. Okay, anybody who was watching Ponky, there was our level. We just front ran it a little bit there. And I saw we were reacting on the zone. So there's our zone. It was the 382. We front ran it, a little move there on Ponky, but that thing is now underway. So that was a small position there, not looking for too much there. We'll see how that thing starts playing out. Now, let's talk about my Bitfunded situation. I'm still short TAO at the moment. And I got that buy-in at sell in at 539. Remember yesterday I spoke about a fake out to the upside. I said look out for a fake out to the upside from these guys, and that is potentially now what has happened. So they gave a little fake out there on TAO, and now this thing has rolled over. So TAO buy orders for me, I've got one waiting on Bitfunded here. And there it is. Let's open that. Oh, there, you can see it there. The buy order is sitting at 491 on TAO. That is also where my stop loss is. I mean, my take profit is for that short. So that short is going to close if it dips into that zone. That short is going to close there at 491 for me, and then it's going to open along. The idea here was inverse head and shoulders. That is kind of what I'm looking for there on TAO to play out. So 490, 491 looks like an interesting zone for me. Looks like a nice little play there for us. Now, just a reminder, yesterday we were looking at lower time frames, and we could see if we inverted the chart. Let's just go back here. Okay, let's just invert that chart. You can see TAO yesterday, we were looking for that second dip into the zone. So we were sitting in this region yesterday, and we were saying it feels like they want to just come and send it one more time. And that's what they did. So they banged that fib, and now we're just looking for that push up into that zone for our next bullish bounce. So TAO, nothing too serious here at the moment. Buy zones 490, buy zone 457. No changes to that. Just make sure you have these alarms on, or make sure you remember these notes for if the market does fall over. Now, if the market turns bullish again, we'll be back tomorrow. We'll rework these levels. Remember, it's like a perfect hymn, and they always come back to these types of levels. So if the market does cook higher, we'll rework those levels, and then we're going to sort all of that out for you guys. And I see now I've lost my screen. Okay, but I've lost some of my screen. Remember, everybody, all the things I talk about here on the show, they are under the show description. Everything from Wavemaster, MDX Algo, that nice oscillator that you see me using, that is there, MDX Algo. Bitfunded is there, guys. If you want to trade with other people's money, use Bitfunded. Okay, you're trading with their money. They send you a demo account. You know the story. 8%, 5%. Show them you can trade. Then they give you money, and you keep 80 to 90% of their money. There's Weex, the account I've just started trading with WIF and Ponky. That is Weex. Also, no KYC. No KYC on Weex, no KYC on ZoomX, no KYC on Prime XBT as well. So lots of shopping there for you guys that you can take a look at. I'm out. I'm going to see you guys in 2.5 hours. I'm going to be live doing the FOMC. Hopefully, me and Ray are going to catch some BTC shorts or longs there. Let's see. Looking to have some fun, but I'm sure there's going to be volatility later. So we'll catch you guys later.
Man, who's trying to liquidate my radium position?